Good evening, and welcome to a very special playoff edition of Against the Spread. But first, a reading.
The Year of the Curse. The rebellion on top they continue to produce. Maybe it's retribution for years of abuse. 3 first-round picks from the playoffs dismissed. Expulsion from the league can be renamed Joe Kist. Real deal back to the basement with the best keepers of all. The only thing more shocking is the Coyotes' free fall. Gibson held the ball so tight his hands became pruned to ensure at the Hood household Thanksgiving dinner was ruined. Deuces Wild looks at it as only 3 more to run far and away with the illustrious 4. The Rolling Stoners in the dance, could they be a trap? Might be hard to win a playoff game when you listen to an app. A lowly individual not to be named in this poem. If it wasn't for Lamar on Monday night, we wouldn't even know him. For Murphy's Law, it's always break, but don't bend. Gasoline on the fire, enter Taysom Hill at tight end. If it were to ever happen, Murphy's Law take the purse. What better year than 2020? The year of the curse. Welcome back, everybody, to the playoff edition of Against the Spread. Jean Clayton, Aaron Klefter. Let's take them back to last week where it was a rat race.
What a week 13 in the MFL. I would say the best we've ever had.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, maybe the most momentous occasion in MFL history.
We'll get to that. I mean, let's just talk about a couple other things. You know, you have Any Given Sunday, right? And what a run they've been going on. You have Taysom Hillgate, you have the Thanksgiving Day Massacre, and then you have the Battle for the Bye. And he slips into the 2, which really, 4 or 5 weeks ago, nobody thought that was even a possibility.
The rest of the league cannot be happy about that, John.
No.
AGS is going to be a problem, especially with David Montgomery coming on.
Right. You have Utes Rebellion, who was called out this week a little bit for stumbling. They go and they drop a 150 burger on the Real Deal, just to prove, they're the one for a reason.
It was the game that mattered least, and Utes Rebellion just showing why he's at the top this year.
The Coyotes drop a heartbreaker, and they sink from 2 down to 6. Lucky to get in with the points 4 there.
Yeah, the tough end of the season for the West Canaan Coyotes. They have to just be happy to be in the dance at this point.
Deuces Wild in a win-and-in scenario. He beats Circle the Wagons to get in, and he's been there for a while.
Another game that came down to Tuesday night. I know he was looking at the Ravens D that game. He pretty much had it in hand though.
And we have one more game to cover here. Aaron, why don't you take this one? This was the most drama-filled game.
The biggest game, I would say, of the season here. Came down to Tuesday night. Gotham Rogues, I usually criticize. I'll take any reason to knock these guys.
You're always on them, yep.
But he went out Monday night to Frank the Tank to elicit some help. Frank the Tank Fleming puts a curse on Murphy's Law. Roll that.
Hoo-ah!
James DiScalafini, I hereby put a curse on you tonight. Lamar Jackson is gonna drop 40.
And the curse comes down to the final, really, 2 drives that the Ravens had. A wide open receiver in the end zone. Lamar Jackson, grounds the ball right there. The curse lives on, and Murphy's Law, does not live to see another day. But Lamar Lamar'd it, and here we are, Murphy's Law in.
Is the curse still on?
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Stick with us to find out.
The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful.
Nothing melts away the cold like a delicious hot bowl of Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
It's horrible.
Let it snow, let it snow.
All right, John. So before we get to our playoff predictions here, why don't we first go to our stat guy?
Thank you, John. Thank you, Aaron. And welcome back, everybody, to a special playoff edition against the spread. Let's take you through the playoffs by the numbers. Now, we've got 6 teams in the playoffs this year. Our top 2 seeds, Utes Rebellion and Any Given Sunday. A little fun fact for you. Those 2 guys have the most buys ever in the history of our league. Any Given Sunday overtook the Rebellion this year. He's got 5. Now, the Rebellion, they have 4. There's one other team with 4. I bet you can't guess who it is. That would be the Gotham Rogues, all the way at the bottom of the standings. Unfortunately. But, hey, 4 buys is 4 buys. As for everybody else, there's only 2 teams in the playoffs this year that have never won it. Murphy's Law and the Rolling Stoners. They'll meet each other this week, so one of them's going home. Gentlemen, let me tell you something about the teams competing this week. We have our most experienced first-round teams competing against each other this week. Deuces Wild sporting a 3-4 record versus a league-leading 4-2 first-round record for the West Cannon Coyotes, not including buys. On the other side, the inexperienced Murphy's Law, 1-2 without a bye. Only team without a bye in the MFL to date. Against the Stoners, who are 2-4 in the first round. A little more experience, not a great record. Now, there has been a team that held a bye. Now, there has been a team that held a bye in the championship every single year except for the first year of the league. You know who that was? Murphy's Law versus Deuces Wild. Neither have a bye this year. Let's see what happens.
So, John, let's go through the playoffs now, being their playoff edition. I'll start right from the top. Utes Rebellion, he's cruising the second round with that bye week, number 1 seed. Other matchup, we have our 4-5. We have Murphy's Law versus the Rolling Stoners. Rolling Stoners, 2 Thursday night games.
2 Thursday night games. We're going to go into the second tier of that. Any Given Sunday has the bye. And then you have the Coyotes versus Deuces Wild. I think this is going to be a nail-biter. I think this is going to be a close game. It's really going to come down to the fact of the Coyotes sticking with Herbert. What Belichick did to Herbert was, reminds me of Sam Darnold on that Monday night. And, the Meadowlands, seeing ghosts, not performing well. And you can't put somebody in like that in a must-win game. Coyotes continue their free fall, and Deuces Wild gets to the next round.
See, I think I'm going Murphy's Law. He's going straight down the line. Straight down the line. Same lineup as last week. All right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I see a few 4 locos in this man's future too. Let's throw it back to last week again.
Talk about coming in hot! Oh my God! It needs to be done.
You want something done, Dave? You gotta do it yourself, I guess.
That's it. The anti-curse. It's gonna be a long night.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hey, stick with the mojo if you got it. On to the second round, you're going to have Deuces Wild meet Any Given Sunday, and it's just going to be an all-time classic. I mean, how could you fault who's going to lose that matchup? Because, you have a beloved team that's going to be in the championship, somebody you can root for, somebody you can get behind. So whoever wins that matchup, I am rooting for in the championship. But, sorry to say, Deuces Wild, the buck stops here. Any Given Sunday, on to the championship. And who's he going to meet, Aaron?
Well, I like those picks. 2 of the original champions. The 1-2 You got Deuces Wild any given Sunday. I love those picks. Me personally, I think Murphysville breaks the curse. I think they're going to the championship to face any given Sunday.
And wow, what a championship
What
that
a
would be.
championship that would be. Can you imagine it, Jean?
We will see. So good luck to everybody out there, and
This is not a test, I repeat. This is not a test. The MFL has allowed any given Sunday back in the playoffs. Please seek shelter immediately and avoid matchups with this team. AGS 2020.